Okay, well, we all got a work bestie, maybe a frenemy, maybe a whatever you want to call it.
You're not a frenemy, that's for sure.
No, you love me.
Of course, I love you.
I love you.
Well, thank you.
How much should you be sharing about your life at the office?
Yeah, psychologist Dr. Laura Saunders says what you decide to tell your colleagues or your boss can change how you're perceived 100%.
Yep.
She's checking in with us this morning. Doc, how are you?
I am well. Happy Thursday. And yes, we are talking about how to share or not to share at work.
All right.
That is the question.
My first question is, if you dream about a colleague, do you share that with them?
I frequently share my dreams. I think it's a little disconcerting for some people, but I think, and what the research is showing even better, is that when you share things with colleagues, it does, in fact, bring you closer together. It also creates and strengthens a workplace culture that this is a safe place to share your dreams, for example.
Yeah, like I would go up to somebody and say, oh, like me, I would go up to somebody and say, oh, you were in my dream last night. And people will go, oh, no. Whereas you say, you were in my dream last night. People go, oh, that's so nice.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so. I have to say, Dr. Saunders, when Scott is like, I got to share my dream, I'm always so invested
because they're
it's so
crazy.
Dramatic. So I love that. Just depends on the person, right?
Right. It speaks to your strength of character, Caitlin, that you can handle his dream no matter what he says. Right. But sharing at work builds trust. It helps you be more professional by expanding your skill set, gaining new perspective, right? So I love this dream sharing, right? That helps you realize, like, wow, I have pretty simple dreams, or this person has really elaborate dreams, right? It really helps you kind of expand your worldview. And I'm not talking about oversharing. I'm not talking about dumping your problems. But again, we all know those colleagues that are really negative, right? What does all that negative sharing do? It really creates a lot of tension in the workplace.
How do you tell the dumper not to do that?
Well, I think sometimes it's sort of a subtle shift, and usually there's one or two people that are left to be the person to give them feedback. But it's like, well, I hear that you're having a really bad day, but can you share something good that happened for you today, right? So you kind of shift the conversation a little bit, and you help bring out a different perspective. Because when you look a little bit more at the quality of what they're sharing, it's really a reflection of how they feel about themselves and the world around them. And so whatever we can do as a colleague to say, hey, I really value and appreciate what you're doing here in this company or in your position. Can you share something good that's happened for you today?
So, Dr. Saunders, I want to just have you clarify a little bit, because there's positive sharing, there's negative sharing, and then there's sharing in terms of like gossiping in the workplace, right? That's not what we're talking about in terms of sharing personal information, correct?
Right. We're not talking about, God forbid, who's sleeping with who, or who broke up with who, or all the negative stuff, right? We're talking about sharing about yourself. Right? That's what quality sharing is. This is what I'm doing this weekend, or this is what I did last weekend, or, I went to visit my daughter and had a good visit, right? We're talking about sharing about oneself. Gossip really is about sharing details about someone else's life that really has no relevance to your own.
Okay, very good.
Quickly, we got a little time. Alcohol and office Christmas parties. People tend to get a little uninhibited.
Okay, in 1 minute or less, this is going to be hard.
Exactly.
So be very, very careful about alcohol and Christmas parties. I'm not saying not to have any, but know yourself and know your limits. Because if you drink at an office event, I mean, there's like movies about this, right?
Yeah.
If you drink at an office event, you need to be very careful that you don't get sloppy or mouthy.
Yeah.
Sloppy or mouthy.
That's good advice, though.
That is some really good advice.
Yeah.
I have several friends here at the station that know me better than some of my family members do. Is that a good thing?
That's a great thing, right? Because that's why you're beloved there. And I think, Channel 3 is such a great culture of like a family, right? So because if people feel comfortable sharing and they trust each other, it really just enhances the overall professional atmosphere.
Yeah, Dr. Saunders, I think she just said it. We have a workplace family, and you spend more time at work than you do outside of work.
100%.
So you got to have those good relationships that you're able to continue to foster and grow, right?
Yeah.
Right. It changes your workplace from a job to a career and a profession and things and serving a bigger purpose, right?